Sometimes life doesn't tell you that something is wrong. It just makes you feel slightly out of place. You wake up. You do what you need to do. You move through your days. And still, something feels unfinished. Have you ever felt like that? Not lost. Not broken. Just unsure if you are moving in the right direction. This story is about that feeling. The one that doesn't make noise, but stays with you. She was 25 years old, an age that didn't feel young anymore, but didn't feel established either. She lived a simple life. Nothing dramatic, nothing extreme, just ordinary days. She had friends she had known since school, the same classrooms, the same hallways, the same beginnings. Back then, no one was ahead, no one was behind. They were all just imagining. Now, things looked different. Her closest friends had paths that made sense to other people, careers with names, jobs that could be explained in one sentence, lives that sounded clear when they talked about them. At family gatherings, it felt similar. Cousins talked about promotions, about stability, about what came next. No one was rude. No one was arrogant. And that made it harder. She listened. She smiled. She was genuinely happy for them. But comparison doesn't always come from envy. Sometimes it comes from silence. Her own life didn't look empty. Her days were full. She worked. She planned. She spent hours learning things no one could see. While others followed a familiar structure, she chose something uncertain. She decided to try creating something of her own. Not because she was fearless, not because she was sure it would work, but because following the usual path felt heavier than the risk of trying. She started designing clothes, simple pieces, carefully thought out. She tried to sell them online, quietly, without guarantees. Some days felt hopeful, other days felt confusing. People supported her. They said it was brave. They said it was inspiring. They said she just needed time. She appreciated that. She really did. But encouragement didn't bring clarity. When the day ended and the world became quiet, the same question always returned. Was this the right choice? She never asked it out loud. She didn't want advice. She didn't want reassurance. She just wanted to understand. Then, one evening, during a family dinner, something small happened. The table was full. Conversations crossed each other. Nothing felt tense. Someone asked about her work. She answered calmly, honestly. And then, almost as an afterthought, a relative smiled and said, "So, is this working yet?" The words were light, almost casual, no judgment, no bad intention. The conversation didn't stop. Plates moved. Someone laughed, but something stayed. She smiled back. She said something vague, and the moment passed. Later that night, the question returned. Not angrily, not loudly, just present. She replayed it in her mind. The tone, the pause after it. Not because the question was unfair, but because she didn't know the answer. Her friends seemed certain, even when they were tired, even when they complained. They still knew where they were going. She didn't. She wondered if clarity was supposed to come first, before effort, before uncertainty, or if everyone else was also guessing, just with better explanations. She looked at her progress. There were no announcements, no milestones that looked impressive, only quiet growth, small improvements, mistakes no one noticed. She realized something uncomfortable. She was measuring her inside against other people's outcomes, and no comparison survives that. At another gathering, someone talked about a new row, another about moving forward. She listened. She nodded. And for the first time, she noticed something else. Behind the certainty, there was pressure. Behind the structure, there was fear of the next step. No one had all the answers. They just had paths the world recognized. Hers didn't look like progress, because progress is often defined by visibility. Titles, dates, clear movement. Her path moved differently. It moved inward, quietly, without applause. That didn't make it wrong, just harder to explain. She stopped asking herself when she would catch up, and started asking what she was actually trying to build. Not something impressive, not something easy to describe, but something she could live with, even on uncertain days. The doubt didn't disappear. It softened. It became part of the journey, not a signal to turn back. She understood something simple. Feeling behind doesn't always mean you are. Sometimes, it means you are walking a path that doesn't have clear markers yet, and that doesn't make it less real. If this story felt familiar, you're not alone. Some progress is quiet. Some paths take longer to understand. Thank you for staying until the end, and thank you for listening.